Hello, this is Joe back with another video of a quick history overview of the F-14 Tomcat that is in Microsoft Flight Simulator. It first flew in December of 1970 and made its first deployment in 1974 aboard the USS Enterprise, replacing the F-4 Phantom that served during Vietnam. The distinctive sweep wing design was first used on the F-111, which looks more like a medium-sized bomber than a fighter. It was designed to fulfill the carrier base interceptor role, but had weight and performance problems, and was not suitable to the types of aerial combat missions that were predominant over Vietnam. Thus, Grumman started to study improvements and alternative designs to General Dynamics F-111 and narrowed down the design that would soon become known as the Tomcat. Other names were considered, such as Alley Cat, but it was considered inappropriate due to its sexual connotations at that time. Grumman continued to refine the design into 1968. Around this time, Vice Admiral Thomas F. Connolly, Deputy Chief of Naval Operations for Air Warfare, flew the development of the F-111A variant on a flight and discovered it had difficulty going supersonic and had poor carrier landing characteristics. He later testified before Congress about his concerns against the official Navy position, and in May 1968, Congress stopped funding for the F-111, allowing the Navy to pursue something better. The design they had in mind is a tandem two-seat, twin-engine air-to-air fighter with a max speed of Mach 2.2 and an M61 Vulcan cannon. The air-to-air missiles would either be 6 AIM-54 Phoenix missiles or a combination of 6 AIM-7 Sparrow and 4 AIM-9 Sidewinder missiles. In January of '69, Grumman was selected for the contract award, and the design would reuse the TF-30 engines originally in the F-111B. During development, to save time and avoid cancellation by a new presidential administration, the Navy skipped the prototype phase and jumped directly to a full-scale development. The Air Force had taken a similar approach with its McDonnell Douglas F-15 Eagle. The F-14 first flew on December 21, 1970, just 22 months after Grumman was awarded the contract. Throughout production, the F-14 underwent upgrades in missile armament, with better electronics making that possible. During Operation Desert Storm, most air-to-ground missions were left to A-7s, A-6 Intruders, and FA-18 Hornet squadrons, while the F-14s focused on air defense operations. Following Desert Storm, the F-14As and Bs underwent upgrades to avionics and cockpit displays to enable the use of precision munitions, enhanced defensive systems, and apply structural improvements, which made the F-14 even more versatile. By 1994, Grumman and the Navy were proposing a plan for the Tomcat to be upgraded to plug the gap between the retirement of the A-6 and the FA-18 Super Hornet entering service. However, the upgrades would have taken too long to implement to meet the gap and were priced in the billions. So a quick and cheaper upgrade was proposed using the low altitude navigation and targeting infrared for night, or lantern, targeting pod was devised. The Tomcat has had a long and successful career, with the last American F-14 Tomcat combat mission being completed on February 8, 2006, when a pair of Tomcats landed aboard the USS Theodore Roosevelt, after one of them dropped a bomb over Iraq. The official final flight retirement ceremony was on September 22, 2006, at Naval Air Station Oceana, and was flown by Lieutenant Commander Chris Richard and Lieutenant Mike Petronas as the Rio. A total of 712 F-14s were built from 1969 to 1991. Although attempts had been made to sell the TOMCAT to air forces of Canada, Germany, and Japan, the Imperial Iranian Air Force would ultimately be the only foreign customer of the TOMCAT. During that time, Iran was a friend of the United States. Following the overthrow of the Shah in 1979, the Air Force was renamed the Islamic Republic of Iran Air Force. And after the revolution, the interim government of Iran canceled most Western arms orders. And for me personally, the F-14 TOMCAT is by far my favorite aircraft of all time. Having been a kid and seen Top Gun several times and flown it in other simulators, having it be recreated faithfully by HEATBLUR and IndiaFoxtEcho for Microsoft Flight Simulator is really a joy. I can't recommend this aircraft enough if you enjoy aviation. Thank you and goodbye.